Which real-life cheat codes do you know? Worked at a call center for a credit card company. If you ever get hit with a late fee, politely call customer service and ask if there's a possibility of getting it waived. We didn't have to ask a supervisor or anything, just pushed it through. Have done this multiple times now for my own cards. Don't pay late fees. Editing to add, if you do call customer service and they help you out, please stay on the line and fill out the survey and give them all perfect scores. We got big bonuses on our scores and it really meant a lot when people took the time to do it. If you want to complain, do it in the comments box, not on the actual scores. One bad score can tank the bonuses even if it was a bad rating on the product and not the service provided by the agent. I currently work at a call center for a credit card company and can confirm this is a fact. The operative word here is politely. If you're a dick about it, then my amnesia kicks in and I suddenly can't remember where the refund fee button is located and my manager said no. Confidence can get you super far. Like, if you just act extremely confident and normal and totally fine about whatever it is you're doing, anything nearly, people won't question it. You're supposed to be here, just walk on in. Or out, or whatever. That's the attitude to have. I cannot believe how well this works for some of the nicest people as well as the biggest jerks alive. It works. There was a sketch on Kids in the Hall about a guy who said,
"But I didn't worry about it. I figured, how far can you coast on charm?" Well, pretty far, actually.
Talk positive about people behind their backs. I would never say this to her face, but she is a wonderful person and a gifted artist. What? Why wouldn't you say that to her face? Hearing the "we were just talking about you" when on the phone is always lovely to hear. If I get this comment, I like to respond with, "It's all true." Especially the bad stuff. Clean while you're cooking. Related, clean before going on a trip. Last thing you want to do when you get home is housework. Plus you won't dread getting home knowing that it's already done. This is another great one. Coming home to a mound of dirty clothes and a messy kitchen is so stress-inducing. Coming home to a clean house and empty laundry basket is so refreshing. Okay, funny story. I make a big mess in the kitchen when I cook. I use every dish that I need. My girlfriend at the time, wife now, used to try and get me to clean up as I cooked. When I felt like I had a moment, I would try it. But I get so singular focused on cooking and timing that it honestly slips my mind a lot. Well, our first Thanksgiving together I cooked. And I made it a point to clean up what I could as I went. When I was all done cooking, I looked back at a pretty damned clean kitchen. I was very proud of myself. So proud that I made a comment, "Look at the kitchen. I did a good job." My girlfriend looked at me oddly and said, "Are you kidding me? You didn't notice me coming behind you and cleaning the dishes?" Me, "No you didn't." Her, "You didn't notice you used the same bowl 3 times." I truly had no clue. I was locked into the task at hand. Don't put who an email will be sent to until after you have it ready to send, so you can't accidentally send an unedited or unfinished emails. Extra tip, if you can't remember who you're going to send it to when you get back to it the next day, just write it at the top of the email above your greeting. Then when you go to reread it before sending, you'll realize you need to remove the name. I always start my email with their name, such as Hikesfkabskavd. Your Reddit name is a bitch to type out without using copy/paste. Please consider this in the future. Thanks. Sober dude. To learn something, repeat it to yourself 3 times on the day you learn it, 2 more times the next day, once the day after that, and you know it, most of the time. Spaced repetition is a technique I have used in designing some learning solutions. When I wanted to learn the Gettysburg Address, I just posted it above my toilet so I read it every time I peed. The only problem is now whenever I recite it, I piss myself. Automated phone systems don't understand nonsense. If you need to speak to a person, answer the prompts with things like chicken nuggets or shoelace. It will assume an error in its language system and route you to a person. "I'm sorry, I didn't understand that." For billing, say chicken nugget. "Sorry, I didn't get that. Goodbye." When reheating rice in the microwave, put a little bit of water in the bowl so it heats up fluffy again. Diarrhea is the best excuse to get out of anything. No one questions it and no one expects you to go to a doctor for it. Yep, that or vomiting. No employer, none of your friends or family wants you showing up puking or on the verge of shitting yourself having to run to the bathroom lol. If you plan on taking Friday off due to tummy issues, begin planting the seeds on Thursday by taking an excessive amount of fake trips to the bathroom. Can you believe JDA called out today? I think it might be legit, boss. I saw him go to the shitter like 10 times yesterday afternoon. When your alarm goes off in the morning, do not think. Only react. If you sit up immediately and start getting out of bed, it becomes a reflex. No more lying in bed for hours, trying to wake up. Now I hear my alarm and brain is alert and ready. I try to remind myself that staying in bed longer won't give me any more rest, it'll just make me suffer longer. Managers, give your employees the credit they deserve for everything they do, especially talk them up to your bosses. This is a literal win/win. Your employees love you for respecting them, and your boss loves you for successfully managing a great team. Too many times I see bad managers bring their own egos into the mix, feeling like they need to compete with their own employees to take credit for jobs well done. This does not have the effect they think it has. Best boss I ever had always said, my job is to make your job easier. A fluorescent jacket, a bogus lanyard and a clipboard will get you access to 2/3 of the places that usually aren't accessible. And an angle grinder will get you into the other third. When someone's wrong on the internet, type out what you want to say, then delete it once you've got it out of your system. It's incredibly cathartic. As you organize your sources and logic, you get the time to sort out what you think and why, and you can calm down a bit as you let reason take the wheel instead of your emotions, which lets you realize that nothing you say matters to them anyway. If you find that your finished product is particularly well written, feel free to save it off to the side as a sort of personal study, if you want. Excellent Zen hack. Never commit a crime during the commission of another crime. Example, if you are transporting illicit substances, don't go speeding around in a car with a busted taillight and expired tags. One crime at a time. Also applies to stuff that is technically legal but looks super shady, like driving around with a bunch of guns in the back. The ducks at the park are free. People like talking about themselves more than they like hearing about you. If you interact with people for work, memorize one thing about them. Could be a kid's name, a sport they like, a hobby they do, their job, etc. Ask them about it every once in a while. People are always surprised and appreciate your interest in them. Admit your mistakes quickly and without undue apology/self-flagellation. Not only will people trust you more, you'll usually move on from the mistake much faster. Generational wealth is a huge real-life cheat code. Damn, I knew I'd forgotten to be born rich. Saying hello in an unexpected way knocks the person you're talking to out of their groove and changes how they interact with you. Instead of, how's it going? I say, how's life treating you, and get a more engaged interaction. Before I read your second sentence I thought you meant saying hello in like a funny voice or silly accent. I thought, well yeah, that would be pretty unexpected, haha. One that I used to know years ago, when I would come home from college I worked for a home appliance rental company in delivery and install. Sometimes we would deliver coin/card operated laundry units to apartments. One time we did a full replacement of about 12 coin operated washers and dryers to new Maytags that used a card system. The senior guy who drove our delivery truck and told me what to do showed me how to reset the units and make them automatically go into run mode and how to force off the system just by pushing buttons. No key card needed, nothing to unlock or disassemble. He was surprised by how many questions I asked and he was pleased that I was showing interest in the work and said as much. Well yeah, I said, these are the same exact units we have at college. I'm never paying for laundry again. He looked at me for a solid 10 seconds, rubbed his eyes and said, I'm going to pretend I didn't just hear that. Whenever I asked questions from then on he always asked why I wanted to know. Didn't pay for laundry anymore at school though. LOL.